One of the most famous parables is an ancient Islamic one that I was told for the first time yesterday, but it's about this merchant. And this merchant has this worker, and he sends the worker into the marketplace in Baghdad to go and get some supplies. And when the worker is down in the markets, he's going through this kind of crowd of people, and he pushes against someone in black cloak right down to the ground. And the person in the black cloak turns around and he realizes it's death. And death points at him in a menacing way. And the worker is terrified, goes white as a sheet. He runs back to the merchant and he tells him what happened. He says, I was down in the markets in Baghdad. I was getting some supplies as you asked, and I bumped into death. And death looked at me in a menacing way. I'm terrified. What will I do? And the merchant said, take my fastest horse. If you ride as fast as you can, if you don't stop, if you gallop all the way, you'll get to the city of Samaria by midnight tonight. So immediately the worker gets on the horse and takes off. And so the merchant goes down into the marketplace and he sees death. And he goes up to death and he says, what are you doing scaring my worker? And death looks at him and says, I wasn't scaring him. He says, I was just shocked. He says, he's down here buying goods in Baghdad, having fun. He says, I'm thinking he's got to get his skates on. He says, I've got a meeting with him at midnight in Samaria. Right? So